Hello and welcome to today's briefing. I'm Dana and I'm joined by Matt. We're covering a range of stories from politics to economy and beyond.
Hi, Dana. Thanks for having me. Let's dive right in.
First up, NPR retracted a story falsely reporting that Justice Samuel Alito is retiring from the Supreme Court. The error was blamed on a misunderstanding.
That's quite a significant mistake. How did NPR explain what happened with the retraction?
The reporting suggests it was a misunderstanding, but they didn't go into much detail about the specifics of the error. The story was posted shortly after the Supreme Court delivered its final opinions of the term.
So the timing was pretty sensitive. Do we know if there were any consequences for NPR or the reporter involved?
The articles don't mention any specific consequences, but it does mention that the retraction was made by a veteran Supreme Court reporter, which might indicate some internal review.
Moving on, the U.S. Supreme Court rejected President Trump's effort to restrict birthright citizenship. What were the key points from the ruling?
The court ruled 6-3 to maintain the right to American citizenship for nearly everyone born on U.S. soil. Trump's executive order had challenged the 14th Amendment's citizenship clause.
That's a significant decision. What are the implications of maintaining birthright citizenship?
It means that children born to parents who are in the United States illegally or temporarily will still automatically become U.S. citizens. The administration argued that the clause required more than just birth on U.S. soil.
Right, and this decision aligns with the existing interpretation of the 14th Amendment. Were there any notable dissenting opinions?
The articles don't go into the specifics of the dissenting opinions, but they do mention it was a 6-3 decision, indicating a clear divide. General Dheeraj Seth has taken charge as the new Chief of Army Staff in India. What are the key aspects of his background?
From what I gathered, General Seth is the first from the Armored Corps to lead the Indian Army since 1997. He has extensive command experience and is expected to focus on modernization and operational reforms.
That's right. His tenure is expected to last till August 2028. What are the main challenges he might face in his new role?
Modernizing the Army, implementing theater commands, and improving border readiness are likely to be key challenges. He's also expected to drive technological integration.
The Supreme Court also made a ruling on limits to party spending in federal elections. What were the details of this decision?
The court struck down a federal election law that was over 50 years old, erasing limits on how much political parties can spend in coordination with candidates for Congress and president.
So this decision effectively allows political parties to spend more in coordination with their candidates. What's the potential impact on future elections?
It could significantly increase the amount of money flowing into political campaigns, potentially giving more influence to political parties.
Ford is recalling over 741,000 vehicles due to a transmission issue that could cause vehicles to roll away. What are the specifics of the recall?
The recall covers certain Ford F-150, Lincoln Aviator, Ford Explorer, Lincoln Navigator, and Ford Expedition vehicles manufactured between 2018 and 2021. The issue is related to the park system.
Right, and the transmission issue may damage the park system, leading to unintended vehicle movement. Have there been any reported incidents or injuries?
The articles mention an increased risk of crashes, but I didn't see any specific numbers on incidents or injuries.
U.S. job openings remained surprisingly strong at 7.6 million in May. What does this indicate about the labor market? It indicates the U.S. labor market remains resilient despite economic shocks. Job openings exceeded expectations and layouts increased only slightly.
That's a positive sign for the economy. Are there any other indicators supporting this resilience?
The reporting also mentions that employers added an average of nearly 114,000 jobs monthly this year, showing continued worker confidence. Canada's economy rebounded by 0.5% in April, beating forecasts. What's the outlook for the Canadian economy?
The advance estimate points to continued GDP growth in May, signaling resilient economic momentum. The growth was largely due to the mining, quarrying, and oil and gas extraction sectors.
That's a positive development. How does this rebound affect the overall economic outlook for Canada?
It suggests that the first quarter slowdown might have been a temporary patch rather than the start of a deeper downturn.
Sri Lanka has reduced fuel retail prices after easing supply restrictions. What were the changes?
The diesel price was reduced by LKR 25 to LKR 382 per liter,
and the 92-octane petrol price was reduced by LKR20 to LKR414 per liter. This move comes after a significant price hike due to the Middle East conflict.
That's a relief for consumers. How might this change impact the broader economy?
Easing supply restrictions and reducing prices could help stimulate economic activity and provide some relief to consumers.
In sports, Morocco beat the Netherlands on penalties to advance to the World Cup last 16. What were the key moments from the match?
The match ended 1-1 after extra time, and Ismail Saibari converted the winning spot kick in the penalty shootout. Morocco will now play Canada in the last 16.
That's a thrilling match. How did the penalty shootout unfold?
Yassine Bono saved Crescencio Somerville's penalty, which was crucial in securing Morocco's victory.
The Florida Panthers acquired goaltender Jacob Markstrom in a trade with the New Jersey Devils. What are the implications of this trade?
The trade signals the likely end of Sergei Bobrovsky's run with the Panthers. They acquired Markstrom and forward Angus Crookshank in exchange for several players.
Right, and this move strengthens the Panthers' goaltending. What are the potential benefits for their upcoming games?
Having a veteran goalie like Markstrom could significantly improve their defensive capabilities.
Blake Lively is seeking $8 million in legal costs from Justin Baldoni after resolving their dispute over the film It Ends With Us. What was the nature of their dispute?
The articles don't go into the specifics, but it was related to the acrimonious production of their 2024 film. Lively's bid for legal fees might be her last chance at monetary compensation.
That's a significant amount. How might this impact future collaborations or disputes in the film industry?
It could set a precedent for how legal fees are handled in similar disputes. It might also affect how producers and actors negotiate contracts.
Director Carl Rinch was sentenced to 30 months in prison for defrauding Netflix of $11 million during the production of a sci-fi series. What were the details of the fraud?
Rinch was convicted of swindling Netflix for a never-finished sci-fi series. Supporters, including Keanu Reeves, had asked for leniency.
That's a serious case of fraud. What are the potential consequences for Rinch beyond the prison sentence?
He must repay the funds and complete mental health treatment. This case might also impact how streaming services vet projects and producers.
Aid workers are warning of infectious diseases and overwhelmed hospitals after recent earthquakes in Venezuela. What's the current situation?
The healthcare system is at its breaking point nearly a week after the quakes. Damaged hospitals are overwhelmed, and there's a risk of infectious diseases spreading.
That's a dire situation. What are the main challenges for aid workers in this scenario?
The challenges include dealing with damaged infrastructure, understaffed hospitals, and the risk of disease outbreaks.
There's a suspected Ebola case in the UK, and a Glasgow hospital unit has been put on lockdown. What are the latest developments?
A patient is being tested for Ebola, and the hospital unit was sealed off after the patient presented with symptoms. The Ebola outbreak has been declared a public health emergency.
That's a serious concern. How are health authorities responding to the potential case?
The hospital has taken precautionary measures, and health authorities are likely monitoring the situation closely.
There's been a manhunt in Monaco after a blast injured a Ukrainian tycoon. What are the details of the incident?
The blast is believed to be caused by an explosive device, and the attacker fled to France. The tycoon, Vadim Yermoliev, was seriously injured.
That's a significant incident. How are authorities handling the investigation?
There's an ongoing manhunt, and authorities are likely working with French counterparts to apprehend the suspect.
A dead baby was found in a portable toilet at the Electric Forest Music Festival in Michigan. What are the details of the case?
The body was discovered during routine maintenance. Investigators are seeking the public's help to determine what happened.
That's a tragic incident. What are the next steps for the investigation?
Investigators will likely review any available evidence and interview witnesses to piece together the circumstances.
NASA's preliminary satellite assessment found that over 58,000 buildings were damaged or destroyed in the Venezuela earthquakes. What does this data indicate?
It indicates the extensive impact of the earthquakes on Venezuela's infrastructure. The assessment helps quantify the damage.
Right, and this information can be crucial for relief efforts. How might this data be used by aid organizations?
It can help prioritize relief efforts and allocate resources more effectively.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for joining me, Matt.
Thanks, Dana. It's been a pleasure covering these stories with you.
And to our listeners, thank you for tuning in. Until next time, stay informed.
Stay informed, and we'll catch you on the next episode.